Aaron Gordon scores 50 and the Nuggets can't beat the Warriors? Cam Johnson has the miserable game that we tried to tell you was coming, but the surprise was not a great Joker game. Pluses and minuses with Jamal Murray. Some interesting stuff on the bench. Fun game, bad result. We'll talk about it on Locked On Nuggets.
You are Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being an everydayer. Thanks for hanging out with us Monday through Friday. Thanks for making us your first listen. All of these things, we're so grateful to you guys for joining us here on the eve of the Nuggets season opener, which of course ended in a loss to the Golden State Warriors in overtime, 137-131. On today's show, we will break it all down in detail for you. We will go through the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads, the Aaron Gordons, all of it. We will roast, we will celebrate, we will mourn a tough one for the Nuggets together. We're glad to have you guys with us. No matter what kind of Nuggets fan you are welcome here. My name is Matt Moore. I'm the senior NBA writer for the Action Network. I write a Nuggets podcast, which I'll be writing after this game at the Denver Dig, not podcast, of Substack at the denverdig.com. I've been covering the Denver Nuggets for 13 seasons. Ryan Blackburn is from Mile High Sports. He co-hosts, he's the primary host of the Pickaxe and Roll podcast. It's been a long day, my man. We are here to talk it all with you. Chat is bumping. We are back. And I love the first one I saw, which is Maelstrom saying, play more Spencer Jones. Let's start there. We'll start. No, we can't.
David Adelman doesn't need an excuse. Come on now.
So I don't know that I want to start, feels weird to start with a good and a loss. I don't know how you don't start with AG.
Have to start with AG.
Which, it's good for him to get this out of the way since you think he's going to be out of the league in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I picked the wrong geriatric Nugget over 30 to be washed over the course of this season. Clearly, that was an issue of mine. No, I mean, it was a great, frankly, unbelievable Aaron Gordon performance and deserves a bunch of credit. I think the season opener in general, Matt, it's weird, first and foremost. All season openers are weird. We talked about this on Tuesday night when talking about the actual NBA season openers. For the Nuggets, they had to wait a couple of days, and Aaron Gordon was ready to go. That dude was absolutely champing at the bit, ready to go, and hit his first however many, I think it was 8 shots from 3 in a row, had 25 points at halftime, and then finished the game with a 50-piece. The only lament, Matt, is that he went 10 of 11 instead of 11 of 11, and that the Nuggets did not go to him more down the stretch. They needed to go to that guy every single time, and he had it going, and then they stuck him in the corner for a bit.
I don't know. I don't necessarily feel that way. I don't think I'm not. The hot hand theory has been chewed to death of whether you should do it or whether it's a real thing or not. I think Aaron found shots in the flow of the offense. I think the only possession there was only a number of possessions that really bothered me offensively down the stretch. One was Jamal over dribbling because he got Al Horford on island and thought he could cook him. And eventually you got to learn that you shouldn't do that versus Al Horford. There are guys I think Jamal could have done that too. But Al Horford's really great in space for singular possessions, right? Over the course of a game, attack him all day long. I actually thought I liked the way Jamal played tonight. I thought Jamal played really well. I thought that one possession was bad. I thought in general, Jamal was the numbers. He was minus 13, but 10 assists for him. Again, the passing is really great. 3 steals, 25 points on 11 to 20. Jamal was there. Jamal showed up. Jamal did the thing. And then the late threes, I don't the overall threes or something we'll talk about with Joker, but especially late in that game. And I get it because he missed some of the those floaters, tough contested floaters, including one that would have won the game. Had the opportunity to win the game. That's a shot that he makes most of the time. I don't know if I want to force feed Aaron an ISO as much as I love Aaron Gordon. So
what you want to do, Matt, is you want to get the ball to Jokic at the nail. You want to get it to him at the post and then run action, and not just like you want to try to generate a switch as much as possible so that Jokic can go to work. It's what he always does. But too often he was just kind of fading out to the 3-point line, very willing to pop and not have to battle inside for the most part. And 2 of 13 from 3, like, is just unacceptable against this Warriors team. Like, it's you are playing against a very undersized, overmanned team that has, yes, Al Horford, yes, Draymond Green, but the real factor that makes Joker so great is because he's bigger than they are. Like, he's a massive human being that can dominate in the paint. And that just did not happen tonight, despite the fact that the Nuggets thought they had good spacing. Obviously, Aaron Gordon spaced the floor extremely well for those actions. So even if it doesn't end in a Jokic shot attempt, Jokic has to be in the middle of the floor, not on the perimeter throughout this game.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I will say that, like, if AG had gotten the final shot and missed them, everybody would then be like, why isn't Joker getting the ball?
No,
like
I disagree with that completely. Like, I think everybody looks at what happened tonight and they think, all right, if Gordon gets it on a spray out 3 from a Joker pass wide open and that one just happens to not go down, you're like, all right, sure, that's fine. But if the process is good, you never have any concerns about the way about the result. The process wasn't good for the Nuggets in the second half and overtime, I don't think.
I think the process was, I mean, look, they led by 7 with 4 minutes to go in the fourth.
Yeah.
And they went to the 2-man game, which has been the tried and true go-to action and has won them a ton of games. So I don't know if I'm going to say that the process was bad. Like, I don't think we can just say that that because they missed the shot, the process was bad. I think you could have
specifically on that last shot, I think the process was just fine. It was a great pass from Jamal to get him the ball to get Joker the ball in a situation where he has a good look, a 10-footer that's it's about as good of a shot as you can ask for down the stretch. So, right. I mean, I will say for that one specifically, that was fine. But like you're talking about, Jamal trying to cook Al Horford, Jokic stepping back for 3 on multiple occasions, it just felt like kind of letting off the gas a little bit. Part of this might just be they probably got tired towards the end of this game because it's their first game of the season.
Look, anyone that saw the clips from media day know that I'm not going to be one to criticize other people's physical performance. I'm working hard to correct it. I'm working very hard.
Great.
But look, I wrote that I was like, I don't think Joker's in great shape. I wrote that on the dig, and then unprompted, whether it was from tweets or reading the dig or whatever, Adelman brought up unprompted in a presser at practice. He was like, there's this idea that Nikola's not in great shape, and that's ridiculous. He's in amazing shape. And I don't know what to do, because I'm just like, look, man, I'm a human I'm not an athlete, but I am a human being that has watched him every game of his career. Dude does not look in shape to me, does not look swift, does not look mobile, does not look like he's moving great. And that's fine. He can play himself into shape like so many greats have done before him. I am used to this. The Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett were famous for this. They would come into the season and basically have done nothing because they were resting their body, and then they would hit that. And then it's they work their, because you're playing basketball every other night.
Yeah.
So you work yourself into shape. I have no concerns that Joker's going to be fine. But right now,
call a spade a spade.
It's an issue.
Yeah.
Right now, that's a problem because, and I will say this is weird, right? So we walked into the scrimmage in training camp, and this is a scrimmage. Who cares? But we walked in, and Joker didn't touch the paint when we were in that scrimmage at the end of it. And the starters lost the bench with Jamal. And Mahrez was laughing. He was look at Joker. He's not even touching the paint. You can tell where he's at with this. Ha ha ha. But then most of the preseason was kind of similar. He wasn't dealing in the preseason for most of it either.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Again, he wants to ease in. That's fine. And especially if he wants to get everybody else going, that's cool. But also in games like this, where the margin is very thin, when you are on the road versus this Dubs team who's playing very well right now, especially because at the end of the game, he's matched up on Jimmy Butler, and I was like, what is happening? I was like, why is this happening? So yeah, not a great Joker game, but he gets the benefit of the doubt because look, 21, 13, 10, 3-time MVP.
21 points on 23 shots is not a
it wasn't good. It wasn't
stat line.
No one in the chat is saying it was a good game. I'm sure Swipe will, because it'll be 21, 13, 10. But everybody else kind of gets it. And so I'm kidding.
Swipe, 13, it would be fine.
Swipe was super critical of on Twitter. I'm just kidding with Swipe.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But here is a problem. Jamal was minus 13. Nikola was minus 10. The only reason this was a game is because AG went for 50. That's the only reason this wasn't a Dubs blowout. And that's a little bit of a problem. That's an issue. But there are other problems to talk about, namely Cam Johnson, as we try and I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna apologize. We're gonna back you off the ledge about Cam Johnson. We'll do that coming up on Locked On Nuggets. Your ambition just met its match. With Robinhood, you play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Locking in on every opening, beating your PR, beating it again, channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control of your money. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all in one platform. You can now build and execute your own trades from a desktop with Robinhood's Legends advanced tools. Or take advantage of the new Robinhood Strategies with a tailored portfolio managed by a team of experts. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. We'll be right back on Locked On Nuggets. Back here on Locked On Nuggets. Thanks for joining us and making us part of your day. Appreciate you guys being with us, being an everydayer, and making us your first listen. Mad Max says, I hate this. Nobody talked about Cam, like WTF. Let's talk about Cam Johnson.
Yep.
We tried so hard to prime you for this. I'm telling you. Cam Johnson's going to struggle for probably the first 45 days. He might be fine on Saturday, but I think he'll probably struggle for the first 45 days. This is a new environment. This is a new system. Playing next to Nikola, there's this debate about whether it's easy to play next to Nikola or not. I will tell you that David Adelman himself, who has coached Nikola for 6 years, said there's a difficult learning curve here. It is not easy. He gives you good opportunities that you're not used to getting because you've never been in that situation.
Yeah.
It's an entirely different way to play. It is not intuitive. Everyone struggles. It's what happens. He has had one off-season training, one training camp with Nikola. That's it. And I'm not surprised. He is in a new environment. He's in a new city. And you can say, like, this is all excuses, blah, blah, blah. What I'm telling you is this is routine and normal for a lot of guys. If you want an example, Dante DiVincenzo is a great shooter. Like, he is a great shooter. He was awful to start the year last year in Minnesota. Terrible. Because he wasn't used to it. This is going to be a learning curve. Like, at the end of it, Ryan and I are confident. The Nuggets are confident. Everyone in Nuggets media that you listen to is confident that Cam Johnson is going to be fine, that he's going to be really good, that it's going to work out in a positive way, that it's going to be great. But I'm not surprised this is going to take time. Cam is not, everyone's talking about, like, well, what about, MPJ was able to, somebody was talking about how he came off of screens. Because MPJ has one mindset.
One job,
Who
one
ball
opportunity.
Who ball shoot.
Yeah.
Like, that's it, man. And, like, also, by the way, take a look at MPJ's numbers last night in Brooklyn. I thought it was gonna be like you when he started off hot, you tweeted, you're like, of course he's gonna have this massive scoring game. And
my bad.
Then so yeah. So Cam, no jinx is the show, by the way. I understand that Cam Johnson played bad tonight. I understand that you can be mad that the new guy you traded for played bad tonight. He was minus 17. He had 5 points on 8 shots.
Yeah.
He had 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He changed nothing.
Yeah.
He shaped nothing. He impacted nothing. He did not do anything tonight. It was a bad game. My thing is the Nuggets did not trade for Cam Johnson to win game 1 versus the Warriors. If they wanted to win game 1 versus the Warriors, they would have kept Michael Porter Jr.
Michael would have been great versus this matchup.
Yeah. That's not why they got him.
Yeah.
So I understand it, but like I'm sorry, on this one, you guys are going to have to give it time.
Nuggets fans are so used to everything coming so easy in the Jokic minutes. This is going to be the only real challenge that they've had scoring offensively in a while. And like, especially with their actual starting unit. And so, and even still, they came out on fire, on absolute fire. It wasn't even just because of AG at the beginning of the game, they were just generating great shot after great shot. They were running out. It didn't. Now they started down 10-0, but like it turned out like the offense was not the problem for much of this game. Well, again, not surprisingly, the defense was an issue. And when you're having to guard Steph and chase him around screens, Christian Braun, I think, deserves a little bit of criticism for that. I don't really think there are a lot of people that say that like Steph has owned the Nuggets. Last year, he wasn't very good against the Nuggets. I'll say like he had 55% true shooting on the season against the Nuggets, but Christian Braun, I think, left him a bunch of times. And Jokic, if we're going to talk about a little bit of slow steps and not necessarily getting up to the level of the screen, that's one of the reasons why Steph got open from the perimeter as much as he did. There were a lot of reasons why the Nuggets lost this game, even within the starting lineup. Cam Johnson, I think, is actually pretty low on the list, despite the fact that his minutes weren't good. I don't think he hurt them enough that like he was the issue for why they lost.
Yeah, so it's like Cam didn't help them or do anything positive.
Yeah.
He wasn't loud bad. He was quiet bad.
Yeah. And that's how it's going to be. Like he's going to try to stay out of the way. He's not going to try to make loud mistakes over the course of these first 40, 45 days where, it's going to be a slog. It's going to be a struggle for him trying to figure out exactly where and how he can make music on this team. I do think that against the Phoenix Suns on Saturday, he'll probably be just fine. This is a really tough matchup for any team in the NBA. Like he's going to be fine overall. Like I think, and it's going to be way better than fine by the end of the year.
I don't love the matchup versus the Suns. We'll talk about that later. I don't love it. They can defend now. They really can.
Dylan Brooks he's gonna shoot.
The question, Vincent DeGiulio 3487 says, the question I have is, where is Cam going to make this great impact for this team? Rebounding, playmaking, shooting, defense. Okay.
Yes.
So the whole thing here, and we tried to explain this when he got added, but it's important to kind of reassert. Cam is not a specialist the way the MPJ is. Okay, Cam is like a more complete player, and you're like 5 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, which like Hurricane is just obsessed with the box score numbers in the chat. The objective is for him to be like, hey, he can handle the ball and create and pass and move and come off screens and shoot and defend better. And he is a better defender than MPJ. Like this is a low bar he's got to clear. He's not a bad defender. There are some people that think that Cam's a bad defender. I think that he's not a great defender. He's a great defender in Phoenix, but that's kind of come off. I think he's a fine defender. I don't think
some mistakes tonight, but like I do think overall, like he's going to be just fine within their system.
Yep. Okay. I want to talk about Christian.
Okay. He was bad.
Not because of your loud support of that young man who will have a great career and has made a lot made a lot of money on the deal that he signed this week. This is just like a simple thing. There's 2 thoughts simultaneously. People are saying CB still can't guard over screens. I am going to tell you this as somebody that has been critical of Christian Braun coming off of screens the last 2 seasons. It was a big thing for me last year. I said it. I was like, they have a major problem. Christian, like there is guarding screen action, and then there's guarding Steph Curry and the Warriors offense. And they are entirely different things. Like, I don't mind him being left on an island. Lock and trail is honestly the best tactic. If you blitz and cover on him, he does shred you. Sometimes he'll make a mistake, but he doesn't run pick and roll enough for you to really be able to get a clean turnover because he's bad at it. Don't tell the Warriors fans. They get really mad if you actually tell them the truth, which is they need Kerr's system in order for him.
They were mad when I criticized Steph earlier.
So Steph over screens in this Warrior system, there is no better combination of screen angle, placement, execution, and the way Steph navigates it. I have done the film work on like Steph, like don't take my word for it. Go do it sometime. Go watch this game again and just spend 5 minutes and just watch Steph and see how, because you get over the first screen and you're like, I did it. And then he bursts again. And then you're like, I did it. And then he does it again and again, and it's all precise and it hurts and it's bad.
It's
so
exhausting.
Christian not being able to guard Steph Curry coming over screens, I am not going to like kill Christian Braun for that. I will say they are missing the guy in the starting lineup to do this still. And that I thought Bruce Brown should have actually played for CB. I wanted Cam because I wanted Cam to be able to add the rebounding component and the versatility on the wing, right? Because like, obviously I think Aaron's going to play. If you want to say that Brown should have played, that Bruce Brown should have played for Cam, fine. I don't have an issue with it. I don't agree, but it's fine. They needed someone smaller to be able to hang with Steph because Christian is like physically large and doesn't close space as fast. And that's all it really is. And again, Christian struggled early on this last year and got way better. And this is an entirely different situation. But I do think, Ryan, it's worth talking about the fact that they do not have a good over-screen perimeter defender in the starting unit.
Yeah, I mean, that is going to be a bother for them. It's like, it's one of the factors when you have Jamal. Jamal is not going to do that. He is the second leading scorer, although he might not be this year if Aaron Gordon keeps playing like this. You've got a mostly offensive guy. You have a 3 in Cam Johnson, who's out there for offense. You have a 4 in Aaron Gordon, who you don't want to have to guard on the perimeter all the time. And you've got Jokic, who is just like kind of cooked in a lot of these situations when you have a quick guard going out against him. And that's fine. Like you deal with the weaknesses because of all the strengths. But you're right. Like they don't have a guy in the starting lineup if Christian cannot do it. And Christian did not do it tonight. So again, it's first game back for him just as much as it is for everybody else. That's a tough matchup. Hopefully he gets better at it throughout the season. But I mean, there's a lot of players where this is going to be a factor. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, Steph Curry. Just name a team and they probably have an elite perimeter guard. So like Christian did better against James Harden as that series went on in the first round series against the Clippers last year. He figured some stuff out against Shai, but those guys are methodical. They are not quick, lightning quick. And you probably are going to need Jamal to step up in those situations, if I'm going to be honest. Like he especially if Aaron's and if he's going to be more of an offensive like scorer, like you probably need Jamal to step up in those situations and take on some more responsibility there.
We'll talk more about the bench. I want to get into some questions with Ryan about what he was about the rotation, if anything surprised him. We'll talk more about Aaron. People want to talk more about Aaron and how great he was, and he deserves it. So we'll talk more about AG being awesome, and we'll wrap up here on Locked On Nuggets. The NBA season's heating up, and DoorDash has found the perfect way to keep fans in their bag all season long. Whether you're watching for the highlights, your fantasy team, or just your favorite player, DoorDash makes every game night even better. DoorDash is the official on-demand delivery platform of the NBA, and they're celebrating with something called the Bag Drop. Every time an NBA player scores 50 points in a game, ding, 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 DoorDash drops 50% off your order with Dash Pass the next day, and you're automatically entered for a chance to win the ultimate fan bag. We're talking player-inspired drip, exclusive gear, and stuff you'll actually want. And I love that it's not just food. You can get everything from snacks and drinks to headphones, ice, even socks delivered. DoorDash has you covered for late-night highlights, last-minute watch parties, and double OT fuel-ups. So next time someone goes off for 50, that would be today. Use promo code NBA50 the next day to get 50% off on DoorDash with Dash Pass, plus your shot at the bag drop. Dash Pass members only, 50% off up to $10 the day after a 50-point game with promo code. Terms apply. No purchase necessary. Ends April 13th. Open to U.S. residents 21 or older. Visit DoorDashInYourBag.com for full details. DoorDash, in your bag all season long. We're also brought to you today by Game Time. Basketball season is officially here, and nothing beats being in the arena for those opening games. But let's be real. Getting tickets can be a total headache. Between waiting in queues, surprise fees, and prices that jump right before checkout, it's easy to get frustrated when all you want to do is cheer on your team. That's where Game Time comes in, the app that gives fans the advantage. It's your ultimate life hack for scoring amazing NBA tickets, fast, easy, and stress-free. So much great sports going on in Denver right now. Nuggets open the season at home versus their season home opener, versus the Phoenix Suns on Saturday. We'll just pretend this one didn't count. Open the season on Saturday versus the Suns, the Avalanche. I really love the way that they've looked to start. Broncos tickets, you can get all of it at Game Time. You can even find NBA tickets for under $25. There's zone deals or a game changer. You pick the section and Game Time picks your seats and you save big. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. That's code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. We'll be right back on Locked On Nuggets. Back here on Locked On Nuggets. Thanks for joining us and making us part of your day. Appreciate you guys being with us here on Friday. If you're listening on the podcast, Thursday night, if you're joining us at youtube.com/LockedOnNuggets, hit the
sicko season.
It's what?
Sicko season.
It is sicko season. And the sicko man, it's been a minute and I'm like, oh man, there's so many comments. The chat is absolutely bumping. I like this. I did some of these comments I thought were really good. Our chat's always really great. Gabrielle Greer says AG can score 100 points and will lose if Jokic plays as passively as he did tonight. Good for fans because they're kind of like the fans have mostly been like, yeah, Jokic was too passive, wasn't good enough tonight, and I appreciate holding him because I'm always worried about holding him to too high standards.
To be fair, like usually in these situations, like if Joker is one of the reasons why they lose, it's because, oh man, the defense was horrible. He was giving things up left and right, but he still has 36, 17, and 12. And it's really hard to look at that kind of box score and be like, okay, well, I mean, he's still kind of doing his thing there, at least making up the difference. But tonight he was 21, 13, and 10, 23 shots, like took the most shots on the team and still scored the third most. So not awesome. Not an awesome game. I hope he bounces back on Saturday. He has a really tough matchup against Mark Williams.
Hurricane thinks that Jokic will leave if we hold him accountable. So that's
like we haven't had many reasons to hold him accountable, my guy.
Yeah.
He's been really good.
He's been really good. If folks are upset about the defense, it was not good. The official numbers here are going to be a 132 defensive rating with Cam Johnson on the court, a 127 with Nikola, a 130 with Jamal, a 123 with Jonas. Although I will say, I am like, if they had pulled this game out, if that Jokic shot drops, it would have been pretty much the perfect game. It would have been like, look, Jokic didn't have to do everything. Jamal played well. AG was awesome, which is impressive for someone so close to the end of their life.
Yeah, just nearly done.
Jonas was a plus. Look at these bench plus minuses. Tim Hardaway Jr. +5, 10 points on 4 of 8 shooting. Bruce Brown +6. Peyton Watson didn't do anything, and he was a 0. Bummed that he didn't get more run. Jonas Valanciunas +4. Spencer Jones +5. Like, they won the bench minutes.
Like that's what makes it so disappointing when you actually win the bench minutes for the first game of the season, but it's the starters that crap the bed. And you can't say all of the starters, obviously. I thought Aaron was fantastic. Jamal was good.
Yeah, Aaron -1. It's like,
yeah. I mean, he was separate from this conversation.
Yes. But so here's this is what's kind of crazy though. Okay. So Cam's a -17, Jamal's a -13, Jokic is -10, Christian's -9. And yet AG, who played 39 minutes, was a -1.
I could pull up the rotation chart and show you exactly where it happened.
Where did it happen?
It was the beginning of not the beginning of the second quarter. It was actually the beginning of the fourth quarter where he comes back in and it's Murray out there. It's Gordon, Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway, Jonas Valanciunas, and they cook in those minutes. He immediately comes back in, makes some great plays, and like that's where you get some of those, but also like there was just a couple of stints where Joker came back in at the beginning of the second quarter without Aaron Gordon, and they sucked in that particular stretch. And Gordon leaves at the 4-minute mark of the third quarter, and Joker's still out there with Jamal, and they fail in that stretch. Like it's really easy to kind of pick and choose the very small pieces where Gordon wasn't out there and things just didn't work.
It's crazy because it's like, look, a lot of stuff went right and they could have won this game. But also, if AG doesn't have 50, they get killed here.
I'm going to go to play the regression card. I don't think this is going to happen again, but I've been wrong before.
Okay, well, I mean, so I do want to give you the chance to talk, and like, I in fairness, Ryan's actual position, we joke about it. Ryan's actual position is like, AG is still good, he's still great. Ryan and I literally disagree over a 2-year thing. Is that Ryan thinks that AG is going to age out by about age 32, and I think he's going to age out by about age 34. Most people I've talked to in the Nuggets media have agreed that age 34. And we'll see. Like, if AG is going to adapt and he's going to shoot like this, then Ryan's going to be wrong, and Ryan will be happy about it.
Yeah, absolutely. it'll be the best thing in the world, because the Nuggets are so committed to Jokic and Gordon and Murray, like from a contract perspective. Like, Gordon, he opted into that team option for this year, gave basically a 3-year extension after that. And because of that, you have 3 big contracts. Christian Brown makes it a 4th. And you need all those guys to be at the peak of their powers for the life of that in order to be the best version of your team that you possibly can, because otherwise it looks like you need to have some major hits from very small contracts, small places where you don't really expect it. You're probably going to lose one of Cam Johnson or Peyton Watson during that stretch. You're probably going to lose like Jonas Valanciunas during that stretch. He's not going to, like, because you have so many contracts that are tied up into so much money tied up into 4 different guys, like, you need Aaron Gordon to be a great starter throughout that, or for as long as possible. So I hope that he continues to do this. And like, it does look different, Matt. Like, I will be honest. It is one of those stories that I did not expect to be able to cover. The fact that Aaron Gordon has turned himself into like the 3rd Splash Brother at this point, because he has been unbelievable as a shooter and has really evolved that aspect of his game in a way that I don't think anybody could have predicted to this level.
It's just really impressive to have done the work that he did on his shot. And I'll say this. I think it kind of shows you that a lot of players probably could make these adaptations and choose not to. Like, there's just a lot of players that never choose. Like, I think Al Horford's another great example of this, man. Al Horford should not still be out there.
Absolutely not. Oh my God. That dude is geriatric. Like, I joke about the geriatric guys. He is old,
but he is still so good.
He's amazing.
And he's won in this league. My favorite thing is, like, Horford never missed the playoffs except for with Philadelphia and the year he was hurt with OKC. That's it. They
made the playoffs that year. They were out very quickly.
Like, he is such a winner. He's so great. And AG is made of the same stuff. And for him to have done that work, man, and it sucks that, like, he goes 17 of 21 from the field and 10 of 11 from 3, and they lose this game. Like, this should have been like, hey, starters didn't play great, but AG got him that one.
Yeah. And
instead, the story is like, starters let him down. And again, I think Jamal, if 22-6 is the Jamal, 25-10 is pretty good. Efficiency was good.
Yeah.
He's playing hard on defense too. I don't have any complaints about Jamal's defense tonight.
Sometimes you miss, and sometimes, like, I honestly, like, from the very beginning of the game, he had those 3 steals pretty early, but it was actually one of the deflections that he made to force a ball out of bounds, where he's just scrambling around, reading the court, reading where he thinks the pass is going to get to based off of the rotations that his defense has made around him. And he deflects the ball without even looking at it. Like, he is sprinting out to the guy that he knows he has to guard with his hands up and in a really great position. I mean, Jamal is he's in a good place. I know that, like, people are going to look at the -13. They're going to see the 3 turnovers, and then when they happen,
3 turnovers, the 10 assists.
I know. Yeah. Well, they're going to over-index on it. Like, I saw a lot of that, especially late in the game, because, like, there were 2 that happened in a row, and then another one that was bad. Like, sometimes it just happens. But
and honestly, that possession where he over dribbled, that should count as a turnover too.
Yeah, like, and so it's not perfect. He didn't have a perfect game by any stretch of the word, but I think he is starting from a higher baseline, certainly, than where he usually is. And the hope is that he continues to build on it. The hope is that he and Aaron can carry big 1-5.
I'm really perplexed by putting Christian on stuff. I get it because it's just like you don't feel like Jamal can do it. I would love Christian on Jimmy Butler. I love that matchup. That's perfect. That is perfect. I actually liked it late when they put Cam Johnson on him.
Yeah.
And I think he got the stop.
I don't think it was intentional. I think it was mostly Christian, and then they just switched it. Like mostly they're just switching those actions late in these possessions. But like, yeah, it's they don't have a great solution for somebody like Steph Curry, especially when Steph, because they had done a pretty good job on Steph for the most part. Like he was 3 of 8 from 3, and it felt like he was doing pretty well. And then he just made 3 of his last 4, and it's unfortunate. That's just how the cookie crumbles with him sometimes.
Anything surprise you about the rotation tonight?
Spencer Jones got in, and Julian Strawther did not.
Okay. What do you think about that decision?
Actually, well, before that, you mentioned the bench. Jonas Valanciunas still only played 12 minutes. Jokic played 41.
Yeah,
Jokic played 36 in regulation, 41 total.
Yeah,
and so
36.
it's not crazy. And especially in if this is going to be the baseline for what an overtime game is, that's fine, because like he's going to, like most of the time under Maloney, would have played 43 minutes, 44 minutes or something like that. 12 minutes for Jonas is not enough if you are going to, like, if this is on a consistent basis. I think that's like he has to be playing at least 13 to 15 minutes per game. I know it's not that much of a difference from 12, so just bear with me. But he had a pretty good game today. I thought the Nuggets did a pretty good job with him out there. I thought that they just giving 6-minute stretches to the bench and then wanted to get Joker back out there. But I don't know. Like it wasn't that crazy. Tim Hardaway was the 6th man. He had been the 6th man throughout the entire preseason, so that didn't really surprise me. Anything surprise you about the rotation?
Not really. I think Spencer's done the work in training camp and in practice. I think that everybody really likes the energy he brings.
Yeah.
I think Spencer's probably going to be one of those guys that doesn't do anything in the box score, and guys like me are like, but you know what happens is they win their minutes. And
didn't play in the second half, and like he finished a +5 and
yeah, and like they do this where it's like they went for it tonight.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's the Warriors, it's the first game. They went for it. They pushed a little harder. And I think that that's fine. I think that's okay. I do think it's worrisome to me that nobody had a good defensive night. Like nobody.
I thought Bruce had a pretty good night.
Sorry. What I mean by that is the defense wasn't good with anybody on court. Like
Yeah.
there are always these times when it's like that guy did his job, right? You can't blame him. That's a problem with plus minus, is like you can do your job. Like Jamal's -13, I don't think is indicative of his play.
Yeah.
Right. I use single game plus minus most especially when I'm trying to be like, hey, I felt like this guy's play was detrimental and here it was. Or I felt like even though this guy didn't do stuff in the box score, they played better with him on the court. Here's proof. And that's what a lot of it is. Now, most people just tell you it's just noise and you shouldn't pay attention to it. You can listen to those people if you want. So
there's 2 numbers that I want to point out really quick.
Yeah.
The first is the free throw discrepancy. After the Warriors complained for the vast majority of that game, they ended up out free throwing the Nuggets 25-14. Part of that is because Jokic, your center, the guy you expect to draw free throws, was not in the paint for half of the game. So that's probably why. But the other, like, Denver's not a high turnover forcing team on the defensive end. They only forced 8 turnovers in the entire game. And I'm pretty sure they only forced 5 in the first half, 2 in the second half, and maybe 1 in OT. Like, that's not good enough from a defensive perspective. And I know that they've never been a high turnover forcing team, but they have not been able to get in front of the play that opposing teams are trying to run. It's just shadow defense. It's oftentimes, okay, we're going to allow you to try to do what you do. We're just going to do our best to contest it. They are not blowing up a lot of plays. They are not jumping passing lanes. They are not getting in front and being disruptive to these teams. And like the Warriors didn't feel the Nuggets at all tonight. So that to me is if you're going to be concerned about the defense, that is the reason to be concerned. It's not Jokic's rim protection or anything. Like, I don't care about that. I care about, are you being disruptive to the opposing team? Do they feel like they can run whatever the hell they want? And they ran whatever the hell they wanted.
58, 56 points in the paint advantage Dubs. This is not a jump shooting team.
I mean,
not how they're designed.
Yeah.
Even with Aaron shooting the lights out, that's not how they're built. So, I have said this I said this on Wednesday night that I joked that the important thing to remember about the first games is if it matches your preseason expectation, it's proof of how right you were. If it doesn't match your preseason expectation, it's the wonkiness of first games and noise for you to throw out.
I hit my parlay tonight.
You know what was weird? A week ago, I thought that the Nuggets were going to kill this team. And then in the last 24 hours after the Dubs win, I was like, I think the Warriors are going to win this game. I don't think much of the Warriors, and I still am not convinced. Like, they're fans, and that's fine. Like, I can be wrong. Maybe the Warriors will win the championship and be an elite team. I am still kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Because even in this one, it's like, look, you got the 50 from AG, but AG had a bad or Joker had a bad game. Cam Johnson had bad. Like, 3 Nuggets starters were terrible with one of the best starting lineups in all of basketball, and it took Steph scoring 17 straight and 42 for the game.
They should have won. Like, they are a better team. There's no question about it in my mind. The real factor is, like, are the Warriors going to be a team that kind of forces the Nuggets to play at a different level, play at a different pace? Are they more disruptive because of how smart they are? The Warriors are one of the only teams in the NBA that can out basketball IQ the Nuggets on any given night. There are very few teams in the NBA that can do that on both ends of the floor, and the Warriors are one of them. So the Warriors made Denver think. They made Jokic think. I hope that Jokic can just put his head down on a couple of these games. That'd be nice. Stop the thinking. Don't try to overthink this stuff. Get into the paint, dominate the paint like you normally do, and then spray out the 3-point shooters. You'll be just fine.
The NBA has a new stats mechanism called Inside the Game.
Okay.
And it's got the matchups already up, and it's a little bit more precise than the other matchup data we've gotten. Jokic was 2 of 2, 100% versus Draymond Green. So what's interesting is, like, okay,
that's definitely off because, like, he missed the shot at the end of the regulation, right?
But there was another defender there, so it probably logged the other one as closer. There's 2 guys there. That's why he crashed into both of them.
Draymond was right under him. That's weird.
I'm trying to identify where he. I'll have to look at this later because I'm curious about what that shows for who actually got. I wonder if the Smalls are still able to guard him. I don't know.
Kuminga, the Jokic stopper.
The other thing I'll tell you is, like, even if it's like, look, even if Jokic isn't in great shape, he's still gonna, like, I expect him to dominate Sunday. He's going to, like, they're starting Oso Iguodala. They might start Mark Williams. It doesn't matter. Like, that part of the matchup is great for Denver. Like, Jokic should absolutely destroy them.
Better be.
I like all the Suns wing defenders. Somebody asked me, like, Matt, if you don't like the matchup versus the Suns, who do you like it? I like the center matchup a lot. I like the guard matchup for Jamal a lot. I just don't like it for Cam because, like, they have all these wings. Like, they're entirely built around long, rangy wings. That was their new identity, is, like, Booker and Jalen Green are going to score. Dylan's going to shoot from 3, and the other guys are big and athletic and are going to run and defend.
But the theory of the practice there is that they're going to be forced to overhelp, right? Like, those wings are going to be forced to overhelp because Jokic is just dominating Oso Iguodala or Mark Williams in the middle, and that's where you create the open opportunities. And it doesn't matter how good you are as a defensive wing. Like, if you're out of position, then you're out of position.
Yeah, for sure. But then guys are going to have to knock down open shots.
Hey, shots, like, the game is all about buckets, man.
Yeah, here's a good one from Perez, 6639. Jokic is going to shoot more threes again. LOL.
It's never going to be a guarantee that he shoots 42% from 3 again. That's not a guarantee. People just kind of assume that that's going to happen. Like, it may or may not happen. He's always been up and down.
Yeah, and somebody else was asking like, why didn't Jokic have wrist surgery? And the answer is like every indication has been that he didn't need it. That's what I've heard. It's just like, it's not that it's like they've told him he needs it. It's just like, yeah, this is going to be a problem, and that there are risks with surgeries. It may simply be not worth it.
Yeah. Stiffness in that wrist could become an issue after a surgery like that too. You probably don't want a stiff shooting wrist. I'll say that.
I really hated the late game defense on Jimmy. I just hated it. I hated having Jokic on him. I hated letting him. As soon as he flashed for three, I was like, this is where he takes the three. Like, this is the one. He loves this. He loves to not shoot them and then right at the big moment hit the big one. It's his favorite thing in the world.
It was like 3 seconds left in the shot clock. I'm not going to over-index on it. I think they got scrambled because like the Warriors run great action and you have to scramble, and that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But yeah, like Jokic's defense out on the perimeter is more of an issue to me than his defense at the rim. Like, it just is. He's big enough that it's not going to be much of an issue against most teams, like as long as he's moving his feet reasonably well. It's the fact like whether he's getting out to the perimeter to contest the shots that teams are trying to get against him.
I went for a walk with my wife today, and she said, well, either way, after the game, you'll have 4 different outcomes you can talk about. And I was like, oh, close loss, close win, blowout loss. And she was like, no, good win, good loss, bad loss. So Ryan, what was this? Was this a good win or a good loss or a bad loss? Tough, right?
It's tough. Like, this doesn't really fit either of those criteria because you're up in the fourth quarter on the road against a really good team. Aaron Gordon had 50 points. Like, you did all of the work that should have been done, like should have been able to get you the win through 44 minutes of that game. And then you collapsed and you allowed it to get too close. And like, Aaron hit another clutch 3 with about 25 seconds left that tied up the game. And then you forced a miss.
Yeah.
And that should have been the opportunity. Actually, no, he hit a clutch 3 to take the lead. And then Steph came back and hit another clutch 3. Like, that shot was ridiculous. And then you get the miss. Like, it should have been a good win. Even if like the Nugget starters weren't great overall, it would have been a good win. I think it's not a bad loss. Let me say that. Up front. I am the king of overreactions and hard statements and emotional diatribes about stuff like this. That was not a bad loss. It was a fine loss within the grand scheme of what the season is supposed to be like. There was somebody earlier that made mention, hey, when we went through and predicted the entire darn season, this was a loss on that particular schedule, and they won 57 games in that.
I'm going to say it was a bad loss. I'm going to pull a Ryan here because the expectation is higher.
Fair.
This season. And if you get that performance from Aaron, you should win that game. If you're the team that you're trying to be, you're not trying to be that team now. You're trying to be that team in May. And I think it's like if they had played better defense, I would feel like it was a okay loss. But it's like, look, here's the reality. You lost the Joker minutes. Neither Cam nor CB played well. You didn't, you played terrible defense. You needed the 50 to be in this game. Your process wasn't good. Like, this is not the standard of basketball that they want to play. Now, I think for it being a bad loss, if you're going to have a bad loss, I want it on opening night, because I will remind everybody, and I will remind everybody in the comments at youtube.com/LockedOnNuggets. We love having you guys. That the Nuggets lost to the Utah Jazz on opening night in 2000.
I was there, man. It was horrible. It was so bad. That was right after Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert got traded. The feeling in that building was morose at the start. And then the team started playing and the Nuggets didn't play. And everybody in the building was like, wow, this is actually a fun, scrappy Jazz team. We really love Jordan Clarkson and Larry Markkinen and all of these guys. Like, it's pretty good. It's fun. Colin Sexton just giving Jamal the work on his first game back from an ACL tear. And then the Nuggets won the championship.
Yep. All right, it's gonna do it for Locked On Nuggets. We may have a show tomorrow. It's TBD on Boom and Gloom tomorrow, pending some travel stuff. We will have a show on Saturday night, no question, after the Nuggets home opener, after Ryan and I get back from the arena. So be on the lookout for that. Leave us a 5-star review if you're listening to the podcast. Give us a like if you're hanging out at youtube.com/LockedOnNuggets. We'll see you guys again next time. Thanks for joining us. Really fun night. We'll see you again on Locked On Nuggets.